Hi, we're living boys. Today we're going to be showing you the best low elo briar build. It is Bork into Black Cleaver. Why is this one the best? It's mostly just the best because of the Bork, but the Black Cleaver suits it really well. Bork is one of those items that, I mean, straight up, it's basically the best 1v1 item in the game. It gives you CC, lifesteal, AD, attack speed, on hit. I mean, it's an all-around, well-rounded item. And it does this crazy thing that is, I can win any 1v1 no matter what, as long as I didn't overtly troll about where I am. So you build this item, and low elo, a lot of people will be trolling. They will be in the wrong spot, and you're going to push them hard for it. And then you just pivot into a more bruiser-focused build with some defensive stats, and those two things together really set you up incredibly well. So that's exactly what we're doing here. I'm going to path top this game, I think. I kind of already regret it because it's into Poppy, and Brier doesn't love fighting Poppy till she has Black Cleaver, but it'll be fine. But your standard game plan, I assume you might not even have like a standard game plan, but it is just full clear, okay? You're going to use both smites. You're going to full clear. You're going to build Bork Black Cleaver. You're going to use this rune page, and then you're going to win. And full clearing is just so incredibly strong here, so you're going to see me talk about discipline this game, and discipline is the name of the game for Brier. You have to be disciplined, one, in your farm to stay like relevant as a champion, because if you fall off on this champ, it feels pretty bad. And then two, you have to be disciplined about which fights you take and how you approach them, because one bad move as Brier can feel pretty terrible in the grand scheme of things. So this ward here is going to see me, so I'm just going to pull this into the bush here just a little bit, trying to not be seen. I mean, like, any information that you can deny is worth it. So why would you, why give them any information at all? As you can see, it didn't even delay my clear much to do that. As long as you're doing it efficiently, it shouldn't hurt too bad. I'm going to Q, auto attack. I'm going to E, spam right click so I can get a really Bluetooth looking auto. And then W. And you're like, wow, will that die to bleed? It will not, unfortunately, but one more auto will. Yeah, we're pretty good. They actually did coin flip our top side. That does suck. Usually you want to go to the opposite side that they took, because odds are that he is on his red right now. He probably did raptors into my two camps, into his red, and into his bot side. So we're trying to catch him really quick on that note, but he's not on either one of these, which is really weird now. He must have some plan. I'm in a very disadvantageous position for sure here. But, so like, the problem with his current plan is the fact that unless he gets a gank in this exact moment, he took two of my camps and then gave me two back, so we're effectively even now. So I don't really know about that one. He is now bot lane, but you can see he's actually just down farm. Coin flip plays do come with a little bit of positive, but you still have to know how to play with the strategy that you're doing. So he's on 4 camps, I'm on 6, so we're up 2. Not the best. Again, players that coin flip often, it's a very easy concept to flame, because it's like, like, this guy didn't just play the game regularly and go skill for skill versus me. That's like how most people see it. And, like, I do get that, but reality is that, oh my god, a pike there. Reality is, though, I mean, like, it's still League at the end of the day. You gotta know what you're doing. Now, they are definitely staring at me. This part sucks a little bit. I'm going to hit this, I'm going to smite, and then I'm just going to try and live. They're out of cooldowns, right? So I'm not too worried about this. They're, like, overly defending their team. Their junglers' camps. My boy wants to play for a gank. This guy left. I can sweep. Auto Q, auto here. Now, they are definitely going for my my raptors here. My silo's actually pulling so much of their attention. This guy is, like, actually saving the game. This guy doesn't even realize how important he is to this. So this guy is down, like, so before any team fight, right? I'm going to hit tab, I'm going to see what we have. So I have 25 more AD and move speed. So I'm going to ping to my team that I'm walking. I see that they're coming, but they are a bit far. He's likely doing this camp here because he wants to get the camp and leave. So he is now effectively left, so that means that he did in fact smite, because of just the timing of it all. Once he E's, I'm going to run out of a W for hitting him. They are cooked. I'm dealing a lot of damage because that pickaxe stiff, if you feel me. Good hit. Good hit. I mean, I really don't get what their plan was, no lie. I'm going to start this dragon here. Dragon is basically like Dragon is the way to win games of League, okay? You need to be doing this every time that it's free. A lot of low elo junglers, so please listen up. A lot of you guys do just flat out do not understand how to get a dragon. So, like, it just depends on how fast you can do it, really, and then the timing that you're given, right? So we're giving a very small timer, so an amount of time for us to act. And, you know, usually you wouldn't be able to do that dragon, but because I've spent all my money before that, I have 35 extra AD, I have my 80 carry there. If my 80 carry and support weren't there, I wouldn't have done that dragon. I would have just went to farming my camps, because the amount of time it would have taken me to do that dragon would leave me in a bad spot, because their team could from base walk, kill me, and fight me 2v1 with Pyke and Viego. So I wouldn't have done that, but with my team I was able to. So it is one very important thing to pay attention to, is just like play the game enough to know how much time it takes you to do certain things, and then how much time it takes them to, oh my god, get rolled, to you know, do whatever they're gonna do, if it be walk or, you know, like how long does it take you to walk from here to here or here to here, right? You kind of have to have like a mental note of that. But yeah, this game is looking pretty decent right now. We basically have 2 hard winning soul lanes and we're winning hard. It mostly just comes down to that really bad invade from Viego. He got my 2 camps, and then he took a recall, I think, for a longsword instead of defending his red buff. And that red buff, like, basically what you're supposed to do, in my opinion, is you go Raptors, blue, Gromp, your red, and then I defend my bot side most of the time. And that's like, all right, good game. Right now, we'd win the 2v2 if we hit. Now, when Silas misses E, a lot of Ziggs will try and punish. But they try and punish through Wing you into under turret, by the way. You do have to be careful of that. Diego's taking another gank, so he's doing the no discipline, only gank thing. I do not like this playstyle, okay? I think this is a very weak playstyle, because it is always at the forefront that you need good teammates that play for you for this to work. And we've all played enough solo queue to know that you will not always have a team that will play for jungle, so I'm going to pull this wave here just a little bit so we can try and dive this guy. Set him up. I guess... Oh, I just pulled the wave and then he pings that he doesn't want to do that, so I guess he has something in mind. I have no problem kind of just respecting that thought process. It's no big deal. So Viego, you can likely guess. Oh my god. We'll play for the 1-tap. Nice. My Silas isn't walking to me. He actually does kill me right now if he were to fight me. Luckily, he didn't realize it. Got a full 1-tap on Pyke. That's pretty rare. But it's all about the sequencing of your spells and your Q after your E. And again, it's all about like timers and stuff, right? So like Viego just spawned. If he were to walk right here, I have about 20 seconds. So that's all I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to do as much of these as I can in 20 seconds. And then there's the follow-up play, which is, you know, he can predict that, you know, he basically has a guess of what do I do after I get these grubs. Do I full clear down to be efficient since my close camp is blue buff? Oh my god, I thought I had enough for my item. I don't. Or, you know, does he expect me to just recall standing there? It kind of depends. You have to, like, play enough games sometimes to realize, like, more times than not in this situation where I kill someone, I get grubs, they go and do this thing. So instead of me going and covering that myself, I'm just going to stay topside farm. This is a really risky play, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to try, though. Oh, good try. Well, thank God it missed, no lie, but I'm kind of losing the plot here. TLDR, this build is best in low elo, and these are plays that I regularly do. Maybe not forget how much Bork is sometimes, but I'm human, man. Either way, to give you like a more standard game plan to get back to what we're doing here. So you need to be playing around neutral objectives, so it's basically just all just doing that, where I'm just trying to be strong for this next neutral, which comes up in 35 seconds. Now, it's usually better to be there beforehand, but obviously if you have so many camps up, then, you know, you can take the time and, you know, get all those camps, but you kind of have to know what happens to the map when you do that. like me being here right now, if I was in that bush, I would likely be able to like maybe catch Viego in a fight, and then we just have to wonder, is that fight right now good? So I would say no, it's not, right? Their bot lane has first walk, so does their mid lane, so I don't want to be there right now, so farming is fine. But there will be times where the map will be set up differently, where you have prio one way or another, and it can work out for you. So it's just good to pay attention to your minimap 24/7, and then try and make an informed decision based on what your team will do, given their wave states and their health. So right now, my team is full health. We just killed one, basically. So I feel okay with starting this because this guy is already here first. Again, it's all based on what my team is doing, right? If my team is already showing that they're happy to play for this dragon, I'm going to start this dragon and not waste their time. If they aren't looking like they want to play for this dragon, then I would approach it differently. Figure out something else to do. Now we see Pike isn't there, so let's just go for a dive here. You see Pike topside, that means that they are weaker on this side. Kind of sacrificing Smolder. I'm happy to just stand in this bush, actually. One play that you can do is if you want to punish his support roaming, right? So no one else is here except for Smolder. And Smolder looks like he recalled, right? So I just stand between the turrets. Oh my god, he didn't recall. So Nami gets turret aggro, and we just kill this guy. Oh my god, I'm dead. Okay, that's unlucky. Yeah, my god, man. I don't even think Nami really played it that bad. I just didn't realize that that slow was going to slow me so much that I needed to flash out. But to be fair, that was kind of a racial turret shot, so I don't know how much I'm buying it. But either way, you can kind of see like there's more ways to play the game other than directly answering what they do, right? That is one of the biggest low elo concepts I see a lot of you guys fall for, and a lot of you guys actually fall for it when your team says it, which is like, why are we listening to League of Legends teammates? Look, man, I gotta say it. Oh my god, good hit. Full killing a Poppy here can be kind of tough, but I think we actually can. She's W coming up. Nice. Huge. But yeah, no, what's it called? Yeah, true. A Riven should move there. What were we talking about? I don't know. But yeah, conquering low elo is all about just staying really farmed and not like overplaying for your team. You really have to understand that, like, you know, no one really knows what it's like to play your role that doesn't main your role, okay? Stop listening to these goobers, man. Like, and the AD carry doesn't know more about you about jungle than you, I promise you. Even if you feel like you don't know a lot, I promise you just doing the reps of playing this game is more valuable than him watching someone else do it and giving his opinion, right? So, you really have to be careful in who you take info from. A lot of you guys do fall for that, where you know, have someone confidently yapping at you, but it's like, no, that doesn't make them right? Just because people are confident enough to speak doesn't mean everything that they say is right, or that they even are talking with any positive outcome in mind. There's some people just like to yap, like me. Not gonna lie, it's kind of one of the things I'm most known for. Nice, good kill. So all I'm doing right now is I full cleared. I set myself up. What can I buy here? Let's buy this. I set myself up to be here for this Rift Herald. Now again, when I recall, I just kind of make a general game plan. A lot of you guys need to do this, where like, you see how I have no camps up before Rift? So that means I just do this one and then I stand around it, look for plays. That's all it means. I mean, as simple as can be, right? So now I just stand and I look at what's happening. I'm like, okay, this guy's low. So how do I find and kill this guy? Where their solo lanes? Their solo lanes are dead. So that means that they should be approaching me from the right side. His E is down. So he has no invis. So if I were to find him, I could just simply hit W. I'm guessing in this bush. We're going to smite him to cancel his recall. Make sure he can't get out of here. And he's dead. And general game plan diff is crazy. I promise you guys, it's so insane. Now I have 26 seconds plus the walk, which is roughly 20 seconds. I have 40 seconds to kill this Rift Herald. So I'm gonna do that. I ping it for my team. If they take double recall, that could suck for me if their whole team were to play around it. Because my team has now left, I'm gonna pull this out to the left side. Just to give me a better, you know, a fighting chance at leaving if I needed to. I'm not going to use smite here because I want to make sure I have it for the next thing. There's their team. Now I have 50 seconds before this dragon. I'm going to ping the dragon before it's time, guys, before it's time. And I'm going to farm up a little bit, just to make sure that I'm strong. I'm actually happy to like ping them away. I don't really want them to die. I want to keep them on operation neutrals. So again, like you can increase your odds of winning simply by just keeping your team from trolling. Once you kill Rift, you do get an empowered recall. You get 1. So I'm going to back, get my item. Always want to spend over 1,000 gold or get an item before a team fight, and dragon will beat that team fight. And as you can see, right, we have every neutral, and that's just how you win, right? I don't need 40 kills. I don't. I just need every neutral, because neutrals are what win games. Dragon souls, barons, elder dragons, right? It's all with that in mind. I have 8 seconds till dragon. As you can see, my team is cooking, but they wouldn't always be. And yeah, we're operation man, get the neutrals, efficiently farm, keep it moving. But nice. And again, man, it's like, it's not luck that more times than not, my team does something good for me. Even when they're doing a lot of bad for me, it's like the level for it, right? It's like, if they do 30 bad plays for me, they might have done 35 bad for you because you don't ping enough. Pinging is such an essential part of jungle that people don't realize. So I think it's very important for you guys to realize, like, there's so much value in pinging if you have the capacity to do so. Well, Pike is dead. Ow. If we want to go under turret, I will fly. I'm on a quest to fly or something. I don't know. Good joke. I missed that one. Rift takes that turret. That's fine. I can just fly and kill this guy. I see Poppy top, so there's no one else here to stop me from doing this. Yeah, he left. Smart guy. Got Rift in here. I think it's actually better to take this to tier 3. Again, I don't think we should be getting that many inhibs. This is really early in the game. You only want inhibs to secure neutrals, right? So like in a time like this, this is not the best time. He's dead. This is not the best time to get inhibs, right? You just want the turret gold, really. Good. We have Otacon in a minute 50, so let's make our way downtown. Give them nothing to farm on the way out. Looks like they're trying to send it for this. I mean, I don't think they're gonna get anything, but they last saw me there, so I want to not be there. Nice. Good play. Good play. They have AD, so play the steel caps are a little bit better here. And by a little bit, I mean a lot bit. Yeah, hopefully this is helping you kind of understand how to conquer low elo. It's like, this is the best build for low elo for sure, because of the fact that, you know, again, it's just a 1v1 item that, like, if anyone messes up, it ensures that I win the 1v1, and that's really important. So I will be giving you a second game, but please subscribe. I've been meaning to say that more. See how I slid it in there. You never even knew. Yeah, good job, team. I'm not going to lie. Oh my god, Victorious skin. I'm him. Let's go. Huge. And look, man, like, the cool thing about playing really good jungle is, like, really good jungle looks so different sometimes, where sometimes it's 20 kills most damage, sometimes it's similar damage, but he's just trolling the whole game, perma running around, and I just, all right, neutral, win, good, let's go to game 2. All right, now that we're in game, let's go over some standard gameplay practices for you guys. If you guys do want to climb out of low elo, I do think you should do Raptor Start and learn it, because of how it sets up how incredibly strong you can be on average compared to everyone else in the lobby, because the lower elo you go, the more farm and EXP people are going to miss. And this is a pretty standard game plan that doesn't really allow you to miss too much. So what you do is, you know, Raptors into Krugs, red, and then all of your blue side, then hit the crab, and then come right back top. Now, that is not to say you should do this every single game so directly where, like, you don't ever take free kills. Obviously, if I find a free 300 gold standing next to me, I'm walking right to it every time, and I will adapt. But this is, like, one of the best standard game plans. I do use my ward right here and then recall for sweeper at 50 seconds. You know, just to reduce the amount of cheesy plays that, you know, come my way, of course. But sweeper is, like, just pretty much better for jungle, in my opinion. where like you should be able to make vision plays as kind of like the X factor of a team. Higher elos, you can get away with warding totem because like everyone takes a part of vision, but I think this is a pretty standard game plan. And again, we are going to be slamming a Bork into Black Cleaver this game because Blade of the Ruined King is the low elo item. This thing goes crazy. Again, millions of other Briar builds, but this is definitely the best for low elo for sure, and it's not even close. My bot lane's kind of like gut pumping them right now. It's definitely really sweet. One thing I want to do is, alright, so we see that he has red buff, so we know that he's actually recalling, grabbing a longsword, and going to his top side. So we have free reign over this game right now. He took a gank, it didn't work out, and we are just kind of sending it. You could make the play to go and dive them, but again, I think you should be pretty disciplined and greedy with your first clear because it just sets up basically the rest of the game. So now I'm going to do it. So again, we're not actually looking for the Raptor start like we wanted to. Again, this is the adaptation that you just make. You know, I see free gold right here, so I'm going to play for it. It is just that simple sometimes. What are the odds I get 2 of these people? Oh, we almost got away too. Nice. And we got our flash. And now we do have to be very worrisome of losing our camps here. So I'm going to grab all my items and then be right-clicking right out of spawn because every second does matter. We can hit tab again. Each camp is 4. So that means that he's done 5 camps and one of them isn't his blue buff. So it's likely that he, you know, obviously didn't do this. So it's like a mixture of his wolves plus crab or wolves plus gromp, and now he's on the crab. Something like that. You can kind of actually figure out what he does if you shoot the Scryer here, which will always be here. You can see Katarina's there. That crab is an old death, so he likely did skip his grump. And yeah, pretty solid start already. And again, I just kind of like, I think you should let the camps kind of tell you where your plays are. So like right here, right, you see I have camps spawning on bot side, so that means my plays are likely bot side. Again, jungling's all about like learning what you can do with X amount of time. So right here, like I might not walk bot lane, but I might gank top and then recall. Okay, well there you go. Now, plays like that are worth thinking about in a weird light where you're like, okay, I went top, I actually didn't get anything. Was that a wrong play? And I would say no, because the variance of your Aatrox missing more and the Mordekai's are hitting more, you know, can leave you in this spot that like maybe you do appreciate going there because you don't lose anything, right? Other than a few seconds on your wolves and your gromp is about to spawn. So there's no chance to get invaded, but it's like a play like that gives you some variance of like, if my team were to mess up, I was there and covering it. And if my team doesn't mess up, then I don't even lose that much, you know. Perfect games of League are like tough to understand because it's like, you know, if me making that play made it a not perfect game, then it's like, well, hindsight be damned. I would do it again. You know, there's like a realistic sense. This Katarina is actually taking another recall here, or another roam, sorry. This guy, he's on one. That's the Katarina effect for sure, though. That champion will always be permanently roaming. Really good solo queue champ, actually. Kind of like this gank, where like I can kind of just send it at them and hope for the best. I can look for a buffered E if I need to, but I don't really think I do. And this is just like primarily what happens when you're able to snowball one lane. You just want to keep coming back here. And that's kind of what pathing is too. When you path correctly, you should be able to get ganks on repeat. So someone like Leona is an easy path to, because for Leona to win lane, she has to be going forward. Cool, go forward. I'm right there every time. Really waiting to see if Katarina will just go forward onto my Orianna. It doesn't really look like he will. I want to get back to my Raptors, but I am hovering the idea of getting this gank. She's just going to hop away here. I don't think there's too much for me to do, but we can look for an E. We're likely dead here. Oh, good try. If he actually got that ult to cancel the Lee Sin Q2, that could have been good. Now right there, that's just one of those times you go for a gank and enemy team is simply just ready for it. I didn't expect Lee to be there, but he was. Shit happens. It is no big deal. Now, he shouldn't be able to get these raptors unless he uses smite. So that's actually fine. He should leave after that, and he will be making his way back to bot side. One thing I want to do this game is just get level 6 and go back bot. It doesn't really seem like my Ori is able to cook up right now, but I don't know, man. It's one bad situation. Every time that I've went bot, it was a good situation. So, again, it's not even worth it, right? Take the deep breath. No one cares that I died once, man. You will die multiples of times. But the main thing to do every time that you die is just take a full clear, okay? If you do not take a full clear, it can get really bad. Unless it's a situation like this. Maybe you gotta send it, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you should always at least get a camp or two. Got his flash for free. Nice. Huge. But yeah, that's like the main thing that a lot of lower elo players do wrong is they do not, they don't just farm enough. Like, once you die, man, you got to pay yourself back. You know, I think, it's basically like I was almost like barely level 6. Me taking a full clear is giving me smite upgrade and level 7. And it just keeps accelerating me in this game. So, if you were to go and die in game, and then you go again, maybe get one camp, and then die again, you are just cycling so poorly, and you are going to get outscaled by everyone in the lobby that isn't, in fact, dying on cooldown. So, definitely a very important little tip for you guys is you just have to be so disciplined sometimes with how you are farming. But nice, we almost had Blade of the Ruined King. Again, what makes Blade of the Ruined King, like, the best low elo item? It's just the fact that, like, it gets a lot of value in fights because lower elo players on average are more so in the wrong spot. And that gives you a lot of time. Unfortunately, looking for this dragon is a little tough because my bot lane is the only place I have prio. My mid is going to run the opposite way of Katarina almost every time. So without my bot lane, doing this is practically impossible. Again, this is that Leona stuff that we were talking about where, like, they have to be doing this to go forward. I'm going to hop out of the MF ult. I'm going to look for a giant hit onto them. You see Katarina is actually beelining straight to me because Ignite's giving vision. I can still hover here for a hot second. Try and go for a little bit of flashing on her to kill her. If my team doesn't want to cook, that's okay. I'm not going to look for the dragon anymore. Again, take opportunities as they come, right? So this dragon, like, sure, maybe I can get it if I were to send it, but the odds of it being warded and maybe Katarina walks back and then I waste more time isn't worth it. So just take the recall, man. If your team's recalling, it's almost always best to just sync up with your team. So, like, as Yunara is recalling, I want to recall too. And life isn't that bad. Especially in situations that were already good for you. Every situation doesn't have to be a game winner, right? A bunch of small wins equals a giant win. So, definitely just want to do that. I'm going to get myself top prio here just by ganking top. If Aatrox is able to hit him once, then we will send him to the Shadow Realm here. I'm going to smite him just to make sure I can hit this E to knock him back. And then we can actually likely kill him on my next cooldowns, especially if Aatrox goes under turret. Nice, good. He takes one more shot. I don't even get a single one. And now we go here. Now Lee Sin has to answer my play with the play. So now you look at the map and see what he's doing. I can shoot ult there. Again, I don't really want it to hit Leona, so I try to shoot it a bit higher. I did. We don't get to hit him. It's fine. It's pressure, and that pressure buys time for my team to just kind of cook him a little bit. That's good. He can come back. They actually killed him. Nice. Sorry, man, it's like I try and make these like low elo guides, but I can't unsee the game and its complexity sometimes. So like I try and give you guys like a standard game plan, but like jungle is such a hard role, bro. It's like it's so realistic to say like, you know, my standard game plan would be this, but I think a lot of the best parts of League are found in like the hey, I should be doing this, but then I did this and now I know this situation better. And then you go into, you know, that situation again a little bit better and a little bit better, and it just keeps piling on itself. So like Lee Sin, right? We can say that Lee Sin made a mistake here because he just made a play, died, into made another play, and now he's cooked. Because I go up so much in jungle that he can't play versus me really at all anymore. If he were to win this game, I would genuinely cry. Because what he just did is what we call illegal. As you can see, I'm up 2 levels now because of what I've done. And sure, my team died, but I mean, that was kind of on their own accord. I can actually just go and dive top. So we've got top lane a kill. He got a solo kill. We got top lane a kill. We got Grubs. Now we got top lane another kill. So top lane's really good here. Once that minion actually goes under turret, we're just going to send it. Good. He dies, I live, and we are chilling. Katarina might be running here, so I'm going to respect that and just completely dip. I can look for a flash Q for my boy. Oh yeah, she doesn't look like she wants to play this. I do want it to full clear top down, but I do not want to, like, not recall before it. Nice. My persistence pays off there. And, like, how did I know what Katarina would do? How did I know she would try one more time? It's just because if you think from their position, if you've been on their team before, you know that she feels pressured to carry this game, right? Losing top, losing bot, and behind jungler. Like, she feels pressured. So because of that, we just, you know, we stay there an extra hot second. We don't need too much for me and Aatrox to kill Katarina. Now, the next neutral is Rift Herald, so I want to be there on its spawn if possible. What basically happens in this game is, like, jungling is farming to be strong, and then ganking when people mess up, and then doing neutral objectives to speed up the game in a positive way. So, like, every single neutral, you should be there when it's correct. And that's kind of like a weird thing to explain sometimes. It's like, you want to be there on spawn for every neutral, but if there's a chance that you being there on spawn can get you killed, like they have vision and your team does not, then obviously you want to slow down. You want to wait for your team, right? And that's kind of what happens here, where, like, again, I'm trying to be there on spawn, but if my team is dead, I just accept the loss, and that's fine. So one thing I can do is I need one more camp to get smite upgrade, so I'm just going to recall, get my item, and then be there on spawn. But yeah, that's like the biggest low mistake, is just the fact that, like, a lot of them, oh, I was doing dragon and then no one walked. Well, then you have to increase your understanding of lane states and when people can walk and when people will walk. And that's really it. And if you're under the impression that no one will ever walk to you ever, then you just need to figure out your situations of when you can do this dragon solo. Like, when do they have vision? When do they not? You know, this game is very tough, man. To ever just be like, oh, they didn't walk. I don't know if they could. I don't know anything about lane, but they didn't walk. He's going to shoot a Q into that bush. I'm just going to start the rift here. Their whole team's here, but so is mine, and my team will walk. So we're chill. But yeah, a lot of the times in low reload, both teams won't walk. It's not always like enemy team walks and your team won't. It's you're going too early. You don't understand lane states enough. And if you could figure them out, that would actually just turbo skyrocket your elo, because lane states, once you understand them, it's like so free. This guy is what we call cooked. He just flashed to someone else. That sucks. And you can see Lee Sin's in this spot that he can't ever check me ever again. I'm 2 levels ahead. I'm 4 levels ahead of their support. There's just not too much that they can do. Oh, he hit me. Now, I should leave this wave for Orianna, but I've noticed that Ori's walking the wrong way for this wave, so I'm going to make sure I get it. You always take what, like, gold on the map is for everyone. It's just, you know, you have to have a decent spread of it, right? So it's not wrong inherently for you to take a wave. It's just not. Someone needs to farm this stuff. But it's wrong if you take it and someone else could be getting it and you could be somewhere else getting more gold, you know, somewhere else. That's like the thing, right? So, like, that's why laners tend to get mad when you take their gold. It's not because you taking gold is an inherently flawed concept. It's just because you could be doing something else while, you know, while they could be farming the wave that you are on. I think I'm just going to choose to try and live this one. Good try. I'm not going to lie. If I went to bots here too, that could have been good. I tried to cook up. I didn't expect Lee Sin to go to his Krugs while I'm pushing top. Not gonna lie, but that is definitely a positive thing for us, no lie. Not every death is like the worst thing, especially if they don't get a neutral. So if my team can zone, we're good. But yeah, hopefully all that makes sense. Again, like low elo is such a concept of like a lot of it's just, I don't know, delusion really, or just not enough time in. And as long as you are, you know, hey, I'm only low elo because I don't play a lot, that's fine. But you guys are actually a lot better than you think. It's just, again, it's not the good that you do isn't good enough. It's the bad that you do is really bad. Where like, again, this is winning a game, right? I'm chilling. I'm 5-3-5, but you know, it's really no big deal, man. I try not actively grief myself enough. Like if you look at my deaths, the first one is a decent trade. Oh my god. This death is going to be pretty rough, huh? Okay, well, we win that fight. Nice. Sorry, I had to lock in there for a second. Kill. We didn't play this one very well. She's going to hop to the dagger here in a second. We're getting there, though. Oh, no. She's walking forward. Oh, my God. Aatrox Q2. Let's go. Yeah. So it really just comes down to you griefing yourself a ton. And, again, I'll use this Lee Sin as an example. Like, when Lee Sin did that dragon and also looked for that one kill instead of farming, I've been up 2 levels ever since I said that. It's insane. Where jungle is at right now, it is kind of insane. But yeah, so let me try and be more direct about some of these concepts I'm talking about. But, I mean, like, overall, to talk about the build, I mean, this is definitely just the best build for low elo. Because, again, people will be in the wrong spot very often. And this is a 1v1 item that straight up just makes you win every 1v1 in the game. Basically. In jungle, at least. And with that, you're able to, you know, do a lot more than you regularly could. Like, people ask about, like, why not Titanic? Why is Titanic the best build, but not the best build for low elo? You need to scale really well to play Titanic. And you have to have, like, a really big understanding of the game, right? You need to know when you need to all in, when you need to short trade. You got to always be scaling with really good discipline farm because you need all of your health items in one. I mean, there's just so much to it. Whereas, like, this build, it's like, I hit W, and I blasted that guy, and he was trolling. And it's like, yeah, a lot more mistakes happen in low elo. That's kind of what we're doing here. My Aatrox just took blue. They are going to be mad. But yeah, and then, you know, just your plays have to make sense, right? You discipline with your farm, and then you learn the different avenues in which that you will gank. The game won't go too bad. She's going to try and buffer a Q into me. I'm just going to smite her, or buffer E into that, sorry, and then look to E. This guy might go for mid-tier 1, so I'm just going to shoot all just to buy time on that. Hopefully my team can make it. I do want to stay here for Otacon, but if it were to hit, I would just kill her and then come back, so. Both are likely alright. Oh. They're taking a lower number of fights, so they should just be killed for that. Once he Qs, I'm going to look to E. That's really all I'm doing here. He's going to look to try and kill me with his next E, or EQ. We're going to kill him on that. We're likely dead here. That redemption is a bit far for where Brier's going. Nice. But it ended up pretty good. Huge. Now, I will say this situation exactly here, and like that previous dragon, happens a lot in low elo, where you will have a team fight, and it'll go well, but you didn't get the objective. You really have to just do it all again. You have to, you know, go, make sure that you don't have too many camps up, and then set the objective up and then do it. So like right here, what is our setup? Our setup is the fact that they have 3 people from base that aren't close enough, and if we were to send it, we'd be good. My team hitting their Krugs there, albeit might be correct, it does slow down our Otacon, so their team actually has a more increased chance to get here, and that could definitely mess us up, but I mean, we're practically pretty chill here, where we just make sure this dies, right? I'm just securing it by walking towards it. They could, you know, my team had the option to pull it topside and do it slower and make sure Lee Sin wasn't there. But again, he wasn't, so. That was all good. But again, jungle's all about facilitating the map. So like right now, all I see, like this whole map doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters is this dragon. So anything that happens over here doesn't, I do not care. All I'm trying to do is get my item before it. And yeah, I don't know, man. You really just gotta simplify the game as much as you can. Where like, if you're able to look for plays in the times that neutrals aren't up, then that's good. And then you just basically look for game-winning or team-fight-winning fights off the jump. So you can tell their team is just sending it on this Aatrox. Aatrox is one of the best champions to have on your team when enemy team is trying to overzealously send it. Again, we're just looking for Buffer D onto his Q every time. This guy really can't do anything. I just walk away, and then he's dead. Yeah. And that's Bork right there for you, man. Like, I'm beating Mordekaiser in his ultimate. And GG. Nice. Well, would you look at that? So hopefully these concepts made sense. Again, yapping during game, like, can suck sometimes. Where, like, I'm not always able to get full ideas out. But I think you guys understand what we're doing here. We're basically just be disciplined with your farm. Between being disciplined with your farm, you're trying to gank and just punish people for their wave states, and then after that, you do those ganks to get you prio for your neutrals, and that's really all it is. And as you can see, right, like we stayed up 3 levels from that one mistake. And our mid laner, my god, dude, he's living the dream. 8k damage and he gets to win. Nice, good damage taken. Runes standard page here. For low elo, and I can show you some of the stats on where this build comes from. So like all ranks Bork, right? Insane. People don't really go Sundered Sky third. I think it's really good, but you know, you could do whatever you want here. You know, if you go this 3 items into armor plus magic resist plus GA or boots or whatever, that is a very solid way to build this build. So thank you for watching. Hopefully it helped you, and peace.